Hey everyone, back again today. Another exciting day for me today. I've had a delivery of a new Nespresso Citiz Machine. If you watched my videos in the past, you'll have noticed that my old machine was getting quite old now, and I felt it was time to upgrade to a new Citiz. I've recently bought a virtual line machine. This is an original line machine. So I'll just open it up now and I'll show you what's inside, just in case you're thinking of buying this one. And then afterwards I'll put it next to my old machine, the Citiz again, so you can see the difference, and just explain a few of the differences between that and the Virtuo as well. So let's just open it up and have a look what's inside. We try and be careful just in case it needs to go back for any reason. Right, so we've got a manual, Citiz manual. Obviously the plug. So it comes with a box of free capsules. So there's 12 in there, or 14 in there I think. I'll just try and get this open securely. There we go. You can see we've got 14 different capsules to try in that. I've just bought this from Very because it was on offer from there. And he said there was some free capsules that you get with the machine, but I'm hoping that that's going to be the 100 free capsules that you get with a lot of Nespresso machines at the moment. I'm hoping, but it might not be that. But be sure, if you want to know what capsules you get with that offer, or a bit more about that offer, click on the link above that I post now, because I recently got that offer with my Virtuo machine, so you'll see it might be worth looking out for that if you're thinking of buying one of these. So this is the machine itself. There's again another little introductory booklet there that you can have a look at. And we'll just try and get the machine out. There we go. So this one is made by Krups, that way around. And I'll just put this down here so you can get the drip tray out. Yeah, it's made by Krups. My other machine is made by Magimix. Now you'll notice this, that different companies seem to make the same machines. They're slightly different in design, but they're essentially the same machine. So you've got Krups, you've got Magimix, and other companies like DeLonghi I think make them as well. But I'll just pop the drip tray on the front now. You can see, so you lift the lid, you pop the capsule in. It's got a lungo button and an espresso button. It doesn't have a ristretto button. That's a smaller coffee than an espresso. So you've got two coffee sizes. I'll just shove that out of the way a little bit so you can get a better look. So that's basically the look of the machine. I quite like the design. It's a nice matte finish on this one, a silver one. What I'll do now, I'll just pause the video. I'll pop it up next to my old machine and you can see the difference, see if there's any difference in size to the older ones. Okay, so we've set it up next to my old machine, and we can just point out a few things for you that are going to be helpful for you if you're wanting to buy one or when you're unboxing it. So the first thing is we just noticed that there's a little, in the drip tray here, let's see if I can get it out, there's a little label inside that you're going to want to remove. It's got your serial number on it, so be sure to remove that before use, or you're going to end up making a mess of that. So be sure to remove it, put it somewhere safe. We can see the drip tray attaches nice and easily, so that's good. And this, let's start off with looking at the two machines side by side. If you look at the old one here, this front bit was plastic. Bear in mind it's made by Magimix, a different company. But this one looks like it's going to be a lot easier to maintain and clean because of the perforated holes in the front of the capsule holder. I'll just pull that out so you can see the capsule holder. Because of those holes, it looks like it's going to be easier, and the black finish as well, to keep clean and keep looking nice. Also the drip tray at the bottom here, this was a painted finish. This one's a silver finish, so it's going to be a lot easier to clean, I'm hoping. The second thing, you might notice that on this machine it's got an Aerocino with it and this one doesn't. That's deliberate because I wanted to get the Aerocino 4 and not the Aerocino 3 from Nespresso. So that's a separate Aerocino, so that's why I haven't bought one the same. On the newer Citiz machines where they do have an Aerocino, they don't have this section here. That's cut away for a sleeker design, so bear that in mind. Another thing about that, the Aerocino 4, is as you can see I've got quite a lot of plug sockets in this area here, so I wasn't worried about having a separate machine and a separate Aeroccino 4 to plug in. I've got plenty of plugs, but if you've got limited plugs, you might want to bear that in mind, because on this one, if you buy the Aeroccino and the machine together, that's obviously just one plug. So if you're thinking about buying one of these machines, then bear that in mind. So as we can see again, side by side, the newer machine seems to have a lot of a slimmer design, a lot more sleek, and it also has a more modern feel to it than the older one. This has more of a bistro classic feel. Now, you might still be able to, if you prefer this kind of look, I think Magimix do make ones that have more of a classic look, and it does seem that Krups seem to have a more modern look to them, but that's just from memory, so don't quote me on that, but I do think it is a bit like that. The other thing I just wanted to mention, obviously you're watching this for an unboxing, that's why I unboxed it quickly first for you so you could see the machine. But if you're thinking of buying a machine for the first time, we have a few videos. One is like 10 top tips for Nespresso machine buyers. I'll link to that one above. Check that out, because that will give you some good tips on what to look out for if you're buying a machine. And the other one is, you have to know the difference. The most important thing, you have to know there are two types of Nespresso machines. There's an original line machine and a virtual line machine. They are built to make different kinds of coffees, really. The virtual machine is more of a mug-sized coffee machine, and the capsule range that Nespresso sell reflects that. And there also aren't any compatible capsules for that kind of machine. Whereas with this one, you can get compatible capsules, and it's more for espresso and lungo-sized coffees. So that's briefly the difference. But we also have a video of original line versus virtual line, and I'll link to that above as well now. So you can check that out, and that will help you decide which machine is going to be right for you. So just to cut in on the video here, and before we run an espresso shot through the machine, just to show you what it sounds like and how loud it is, we just thought we'd have a look at a few of the things it mentions on the box for you, just to show you, again, how I explained about the difference between the virtual and the original machine. This is bar pressure, so it's 19 bar pressure. The other machine works on centrifusion, so that's slightly different. Just says it's for an espresso and a lungo, that's what it's focused on. Comes with 14 capsules. It heats up in 25 seconds, so it's saying it's a fast heat up. That's something to pay attention to on other machines. Maybe you might want a different machine that heats up quicker, or pay less for one that doesn't. And it also turns itself off in 9 minutes, which is good if you've gone out. It saves you energy, and it's there's a lot of people worried about saving energy these days, so that's a good feature as well. So we'll just run a shot of espresso through the machine now and show you how loud it is. Right, so now we'll just put a bit of water in the machine to show you how to do that when you're unboxing it for the first time, and also how to switch the machine on, and we'll run a shot through it just to show you how it sounds as well. So to fill it with water, you can either remove this completely, or you can leave it attached and just pour some water in the back. So I'll just pour some water in now. I'd probably advise that you run a bit of water through first, just to clean anything out if it's got any bits of chemicals or anything on. But I'll do that after. I'm not going to drink this shot, I'm just showing it to you for the purpose of the video. And then I'll clean it out afterwards. So to turn it on, you just pick the size of cup you want. So I'm going to make an espresso today. So you just press the button, let it heat up, and as we said, it takes 25 seconds to heat up. Now, I'll let the video run just to show you that 25 seconds, because it can feel like forever when you're waiting for a coffee, but obviously if you just pop it on and then go off and do something else in your kitchen, come back, it doesn't seem like that long, but it can feel like it if you're waiting for it. So there we go, it's heated up. Felt like faster than 25 seconds myself, but so you just open it up, pop your capsule in the top with the silver facing forward, press it back down to pierce the film lid, and then run an espresso shot through. As you can see, that is quite loud, but it's that seemed louder than I was expecting, to be honest. Right, so you may have noticed there, what I said, it sounded louder than I expected it to be. And there was a reason for that, and that's because I just put the water in and I hadn't run any water through the machine first. And you might have noticed as well that the size of the espresso coffee that came out was really small, and that's because half of the cycle was taken up by there being no water in the machine to start off with. So now we've run one through, and I just thought I wanted to mention it because you might find that useful for making your first Nespresso coffee, to remember to run a cycle of water through. So I'll do it again now, just to show you the difference in size in the coffee in the last one. I'll just press the espresso button again, and this is a real espresso now. This is how it should look. And you can also see, you could probably hear that there wasn't that initial really loud noise, so you don't need to worry about that. And that's it. That's an espresso. A few things I just wanted to mention about our channel. I've got an order coming tomorrow. I said I was getting an Aerocino 4. If you're thinking about getting one of those yourself, I'm going to unbox that and show you that tomorrow. I've also got a travel mug coming with that, so we're going to be reviewing that soon. And I've got some of the latest limited edition capsules from Nespresso coming. The Italiano, I think it is, or something like that range. They're really focused on intense coffees. So be sure to check back in for that. Please subscribe and like the channel, like the video if you found it useful. Thank you for watching.